Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My... afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, welcome along to the Women's Ride and Run Series group run. We thought it would be appropriate to do this, seeing as it is International Women's Day, and I can't yet. Well, I will run in the morning, but I'm not yet ready to run just yet. So, Victoria, and I'm not allowed to run in this race. So, we thought Victoria offered to run. You'll notice she's a bit cold. She's running in her coat. Jeff Partridge, good evening. Neil Messenger, good evening. We didn't give enough kudos to Neil, by the way, for doing 100k the other day. Kim Salt, hello, Victoria gets cold. Yeah. Amy, hello, Victoria. Hello, Stephen. Hi, Amy. Brilliant video, by the way, Amy. Absolutely superb video. Really enjoyed watching that today. Victoria and I sat in bed this morning watching that. Or was it yesterday morning? No, this morning? Oh yeah, I was in bed while Victoria was getting ready for work. So it's only a half an hour run, so nice and chilled. Not actually as many people as I'd like in the run. It's a bit of a shame, there's not that many. Only 12, but nevertheless. Right, Victoria's now warming up and taking a coat off. So we've got Emily Balshaw running, who's a strong runner, and that's actually the only name I recognise in the list. You recognise anyone else there? Oh, hang on, yeah, we can have a look. So we're just going to have a look at who else is running. Well, yeah, it's being led by Meredith Kessler, who is a triathlete, not somebody I know particularly well. We'll drop her a ride on, though. Steve Smith says, hi, Victoria. And Stephen Smith says, good evening, Victoria and Stephen and all. Alfredo says, how is the recovery going? Yeah, not too bad, actually. I was really achy yesterday, but I'm a lot better today and should be okay to do a little bit of gentle running tomorrow morning in the Film My Run 500. So that'll be all right. Yeah, so Meredith Kessler is leading. Let me just look a bit. I did look up something about her this morning and I've forgotten it all. So let me have a look. Meredith Kessler. Right, here we go. She's an American professional triathlete from Columbus, Ohio, and she races in long-distance, non-drafting triathlon events. She took third place at the 2011 ITU Long Distance Triathlon World Championships and has won numerous Ironman and half Ironman distance races, both as an amateur and a professional. She was named USA Triathlon's 2014 Non-Drafting Athlete of the Year. So there we are. Stephen Smith says, where is Amy Green's video? Amy, was it posted on your own personal page? Can you post it on the Zwift Runners page, Amy? So everyone on there can see it. Can you just share it to share the one that you've posted already, share that to the Zwift Runners page. Jeff Partridge has only tuned in to listen to more of my voice. Didn't get enough of it for 24 hours over the weekend. But there were some quiet moments, weren't there, Jeff? Really, when the silence was deafening, wasn't it? At some points in that run, when we really couldn't. We just had nothing to say, and we just had to concentrate hard on actually making sure we completed. The other day. Oh, Amy says she thinks she did. Okay, Stephen Smith. Amy's video should be somewhere on the Zwift Runners page. So go to the Zwift Runners Facebook page and have a look on there. It should be there somewhere. Just keep scrolling down, you'll find it. Tina Beard says it is on the Zwift Runners page. So yeah, just check in there and you'll see it. It's fine. So right, what are you doing, Victoria? Steady Man and Cousins. What pace feels right today on... What was that? That didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Sure, because she slows down, but it's meant to be easy.
Okay, well just do easy then. Just do easy. Right, let's have a look at the messages. Steady Man and Cousins. I don't know who Man is, and I don't know if she's talking to you there where she says Cousins. Oh, Steady Man and Cousins. Stedman. I can't even read. It's Stedman and Cousins. What pace feels right for you today?
I'm just going to run with a group. I know right.
Okay. I was just happy to go with the flow. No, Flo isn't running. Flo's already done his 100k world record. He's not running. Neil Messenger says, Stephen, when I last did a 10k with you, as I finished the run, my treadmill did a sudden stop. It said on the display screen E6. Do you know what that means? Neil, I can't remember what treadmill you've got, Neil. Is it the same as is it the Noble Pro? I can't remember. Regardless, though, no, I don't know what E6 is as an error message. I'm sorry. No, I don't know. But it might be It might be the emergency stop. Did you accidentally touch the emergency stop button? So if you don't know, it is International Women's Day, and we are running the Women's Ride and Run series group run with Meredith Kessler. It's a 30-minute run, supposed to be relaxed and easy, and so that's what we're doing. Oh, right, okay. I think at 10 minutes in, we can just do a smidge faster for some foot turnover, then a minute back at this pace. No need to go crazy. Okay, right, so Meredith wants to do a little bit of an interval kind of session, so we're going to go a little bit quicker. And then, so we're going to... Okay, right. I will follow your lead, Meredith. You go. Right. So Victoria is now being coached by international triathlete. She says, "If you're up for it, no pressure. Sounds good." Okay. Right, Jeff Partridge says E06 is a motor error on the Noble Pro. There you go, Neil. Ask and you shall receive the answer from somebody, not necessarily me. So I hope everybody is all right this Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, this Monday evening. It was one heck of a weekend for me and a few other people, Amy and Jeff and Clive. If you did see some of it, thank you very much for watching. We have recovered a little bit now. We will be back. Well, Jeff was running today. Me and Clive and Amy will be back running tomorrow. But we basically missed. We just lost the whole weekend because of running and then sleeping a lot. So we're back on now. Kids are at school. We took the kids to school this morning. Yeah, UK parents all took their kids back to school today. So we've been dealing with that, and we feel like I feel like I'm vaguely back in the real world again now. Yesterday was a bit of a kind of a zoned out day, really. I did go for a walk, and you might have seen a silly video of me on a scooter, but that's as far as it got yesterday, and most of it was lying on the sofa feeling sorry for myself. So Victoria's now doing a little bit of a pickup, following Meredith. Oh, right, yeah. Monica Bernhofer, by the way, and I know a lot of you know Monica. Monica is leading her first group ride on Zwift today. She says she's not a particularly outgoing person. So she's pushing herself out of her comfort zone and leading a group ride today for International Women's Day. So go and give go and give Monica a ride on. If you can find her on the companion app, go and give her a ride on and support her. Jeff says only one of ours went back to school today. Both of ours have been off school. We've been attempting to homeschool them for the past few months. Some vaguely successfully, and others not so successfully. So we're kind of glad that they're back at school. It has been nice not having to get up so early and go out in the mornings for me. But I think overall it's probably nicer that they're there and there's not the pressure on us to try and get them to do schoolwork. Right, off again, going for another little pickup. Up to about 5 minutes, 4 minutes 40, 4 minutes 30, 4 minutes 35 per kilometre. No, you're going to stay with her. You stay with her. You'll be fine. Tina Beard is up for her vaccination next week. I haven't had any emails or letters inviting me to go for my vaccination yet. I'm awaiting it any minute, but it's not happened. So Tina's got her vaccination. Amy says both my girls were back and both of them happy. That's good, because there was a lot of stories on the news about anxious children going back to school. Both our kids were perfectly happy to go back to school as well. Oh, hello there. This is camera 4. This is camera 4 that I hate. I really don't like camera 4 at all. See, look at the quality difference between camera 1 and camera 4. Steve Smith says he's glad not to homeschool today. It was beginning to drive me insane. Yes, a little bit for us as well. I think we were driven a little bit more insane for the first lockdown, because neither of our children was very good at schooling themselves and getting down to work. This time, one child was much better at getting herself schooled and doing her work, whereas the other one still needed a lot of encouragement. Tina says I'm rather older than you. I don't know, Tina, but I am over 50, so I am in the bracket for people who should be getting their vaccination soon. Now, is that Marcus Holmes just up ahead of you? That looks like Marcus's outfit. But he might be going off a different way, no? speeding up again. It is me. Look, I knew it was Marcus. We can always tell Marcus. It's the same outfit. Isn't that remarkable, though? Isn't that remarkable? All the runners on Zwift, and there is a limited number of outfits that people can choose for their avatars, and that computer generated avatar looked like Marcus Holmes. How amusing is that? Okay, so Tina is 56. Well, you're only 5 years older than me, Tina. Only 5 years older than me. Right, Neil Messenger says he's got his vaccination tomorrow. Stephen Smith still can't find Amy Green's video. And you're absolutely sure that you're on Zwift Runners Facebook page, Stephen? And why don't you go to the search page? Go to the search thing. Go to the Zwift Runners Facebook page, then go to search and type Amy Green. And all of Amy's recent messages on Facebook, Zwift Runners, will come up. So it should be there. You should be able to find it. Okay, Victoria's starting to get a bit warm. The door is open, so there should be wind coming through. You can lean over and press the fan if you want. There you go. Okay, so we put the fan on. 2 more minute pops right here, so away we go again. So Meredith is working Victoria. Look, heart rate is already in zone 4. She's actually working hard. Or relatively hard. You don't look like you're working hard, though. I haven't run for days. I haven't run for 2 days now. Yesterday and today. Tyler Stanger says, how are you feeling after the 100? Yeah, not bad actually now. Sore yesterday, aching legs yesterday. But actually today, a lot better. I say a lot better. I mean, obviously, I can still easily feel it in my legs, in my calf muscles and my hips. But I am much, much better than I was yesterday. I'm certainly not as wrecked as if it was an outdoor run. No. Okay, so we're in another pickup now. Heart rate of 163 for Victoria. Following Meredith Kessler, international triathlete. Personal coach to Victoria Cousins. And slowing down again. So there are lots of these women's ride and run events taking place all over Zwift over the next few days, and over the weekend there was as well. So if you are a female runner, because it's only open to female runners, if you are a female runner and you want to join in, please do go and sign up. Look in the Zwift Companion app or Zwift events on the Zwift website. And you can go and join in one of these runs, specially put on to celebrate women's participation in sport and on Zwift. Controversially, though, Victoria is actually against adverse to women-only runs. Victoria says she doesn't think it promotes equality. I would tend to disagree. I think there is a place for women-only runs, but Victoria's quite adamant about the fact that women-only runs. Why don't you then have men-only runs? It should all be about being together. But I disagree to some degree, I think. But yes, Victoria's first ever 10k run was a women's only outdoor run. But there we are. Tina Beard says she may run tomorrow. Did your feet swell up much, Stephen? Yes, they did, actually. They're still a bit swollen now. Says Jeff. Mine are just going down now, but still have some sort of heat rash over them. Yes, now I think I got a heat rash over my feet the last treadmill 100 I did. Not so much this one, but yes, certainly swollen feet. Kevin DeLuca says, hello, Cousins family. Thank you. Rob Harrison, did I see 2 treadmills in the shed quarters? Yes, we have a Noble Pro treadmill just to my left here. It's for me to test and do a review on. And maybe Victoria and I can do some joint running together. Hello, camera 4 again. I hate you. I don't like you. I'm going to colour correct you or change you into a different camera. But hello, camera 4. So I'm going to review the Noble Pro, and maybe Victoria and I can do some joint runs together. Let's go again, says Meredith. Off for another little bit of a speedy minute. Amy says she also has a rash on her feet and 2 blisters. Yeah, I don't know if is it to do with the heat? So you're indoors and you've got socks on and you're on your feet running for 24 hours. I guess it was just heat. Yeah, yes, that's true. Victoria says because the belt warms up, doesn't it, as you run on it. Victoria says the soles of her feet get hot when she runs for any time on the treadmill. Rob Harrison, yes, so 2 treadmills we have. I saw another comment there. Kevin says, great job, Stephen, for your 100. And come on, Victoria. Rob Harrison says, my wife prefers the women-only Zwift rides. There you go. I mean, that must be... I think that it's got to be about not feeling under pressure and not feeling like you have to kind of, try and beat the men and stuff like that. And, it just feels a bit more equal if it's a women-only run or a women-only ride. And you're not kind of being imposed upon by a bunch of macho idiots trying to impress you or not be chicked. Steve, camera 4. Right, Stephen Smith is giving up with social media. He says me and social media platforms just don't work well together. He can't find Amy's video. I'm sorry, Stephen. It's the best I can do to help you, but at some stage you've just got to be responsible for your own ability on social media. How can a 15-year-old not be good at social media? It just doesn't. It's just not right. Even my 11-year-old daughter's better than me on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, I guess somebody could send you the link, I suppose. Private message you on Facebook, I guess. Jeff Partridge says, Zwift rides are often full of egocentrics, so I get why women would prefer female-only rides. Yeah, good point. Victoria says she feels like even with the men, running does feel inclusive. Even with men, eh? Even with us men. Victoria says, I don't intimidate her. I'm not surprised. I'm hardly intimidating. Stephen Smith says, yes, I know, I'm the odd one out. Amongst the 15-year-olds, he says, I'm the odd one out. I can't wait to see you at 60, Stephen. Cantankerous old Stephen Smith. Be the Tortoise says, I lose to everyone, and I'm more than okay with that. Whether it's men or women, Be the Tortoise says, I lose to everyone. Bless you. And Neil Messenger says, I might be doing the Ely Ultra Marathon on the 26th of September. Good for you, Neil. I would like very much, I really think it would be great if Jeff and Amy and Clive and me did an ultra outside together. It doesn't have to be 100 miles, but, you know, if we did like a 50 miler or something all together in the summer, well, I think that would be really nice. I'd really like that. If we could find one to do where we all just stay together. No racing, we just all stay together and just all run it together. I think that'd be really nice. So Just bear that in mind, guys. It may well mean a bit of a car journey for Jeff and Clive, though. Unless it's a car journey for me and Amy. Leo Loughran says, hello Victoria and Stephen, well done on your run, Stephen. Massive kudos. I've been struggling with my new treadmill, finding it hard. Running feels odd. It's hard to get used to. It sounds strange. No, honestly, Leo, I don't think it is strange. I think a lot of people who get new treadmills find it weird. And I must admit, running on the Noble Pro has seemed harder than running on the MyRun, and I'm sure that's just getting used to it. And also it is naturally at 1% incline, and I know you said yours is also at an incline, Leo. So I think you've just got to try and get used to it. Unless, right, the only other thing, Leo, in all honesty, is unless your other treadmill was running faster than it actually was, then what am I saying? Unless your other treadmill did run faster, if you see what I mean. So this is more true to real speed. I don't know. That's worth checking. Measure the speed of your. Oh, you probably haven't got your old treadmill anymore, have you? Just do a measurement on it. Can you do put a mark on the treadmill and measure the speed of the belt and see if it's going too fast or too slow? Just check that it is actually running at the right speed, because maybe it's running faster than it should be, and you're actually. If it says it's running at like 12 kilometers an hour, maybe it's actually running nearer to 13 kilometers an hour. Maybe there's something wrong with the calibration of the treadmill belt. Check that out. I've put a video online for how to measure your treadmill belt, so try and do that. Right, Jeff Partridge says we should do the Robin Hood 100 near Amy's house. Yeah, I'm up for that, apart from the fact that it's only about a week after TDS in Chamonix, Jeff, isn't it? Isn't that on like the 12th of September? I mean, I don't mind, but we might be totally knackered if we've both done TDS a week before. Amy does like the idea of us all doing an ultra together. Neil says the Ely Ultra is 68 kilometres. So what's that, about 42, 43 miles? Kim Salt says, which vaccine are you getting? I actually don't know. We don't know. It could be the AstraZeneca one. It could be the BioNTech one. Those are the ones that are most common over here. Is the Pfizer BioNTech? Is that the same one? Is it Pfizer BioNTech? I think, yeah. So yeah, we don't know. I think you just rock up at the clinic and you get what you're given, basically. I don't think you get a choice in which one you get. But I don't, Jeff, I mean, I don't mind if that's what everyone wants to do, then I'm quite happy to do that. Or we find something in July or early August that doesn't clash with anything else that we could all do together. That you and Clive don't mind travelling, do you? If we take pity on Amy with kids and travelling and stuff, and we do something like closer to the middle of the country, if we can find something like the Cotswold Way one. When's the Cotswold Way, 50 or 100? Something like that. Amy has had her vaccine. She had the Pfizer one. Had a sore arm for a couple of days, but then was okay after that. Right, Leo says his old treadmill was spot on. So yeah, he thinks it might be just the incline on the new treadmill that's making it more difficult. Yeah, it might well be that. So you just have to get used to it, Leo, I'm afraid. I know it's a pain in the backside, but if it's all round a better treadmill, you are better off with it. You just have to get used to running on it. Oh, Jeff's doing the Lakeland. How did you get into the Lakeland 100? No one gets into the Lakeland 100. I'm surprised there are any entrants at all for the Lakeland 100. You can't get in for love nor money. I'd love to do the Lakeland 100. Kim has had both doses of Moderna vaccine. Okay, I don't think we've got that one much over here. So, how are you doing, Victoria? Oh, it looks like we've got one more to do, are we? It's only a 30-minute run, so 1 minute on. And away they go. So they're running back away from the volcano towards the Italian village. But they won't get there because they're going to finish in about 30 seconds time. Shall I say thank you very much? Heart rate 175, Victoria. Look at that. Good stuff. 4 minutes per kilometre. 176. She's doing 4 minutes per kilometre. And Victoria has unlocked the Women's History Month Run t-shirt. And Marcus Holmes says, good run, Victoria. Thanks, Marcus. I'm saying that on behalf of Victoria. Sebastian says, well done, Victoria. Cotswold 100 is on the 18th and 19th of September, and it's very hilly. Okay. Amy says, well done, Victoria. Ace Ventura says, well done. Rob Harrison says, focus on Victoria's running. Oh, sorry, I did kind of get distracted from that, didn't I, a little bit? No, see, this is the thing I keep telling Victoria, because, Victoria is like an excited child when she runs, and she goes and telling everyone, no, I just ran a marathon, or I just ran this, that, or the other. And I say, no, listen, Victoria, nobody's interested in our running. Nobody's interested in my running. Nobody's interested in your running. Nobody is interested in anybody else's running apart from their own running. You know, when people post on Facebook about, I've just run my fastest 10K and stuff. And it's brilliant. It really is brilliant that people celebrate their running and they share it with other people. And then you get all these posts that say, well, yeah, so what? Who cares? And I always try and think to myself, right, just remember, nobody's interested in my running. If you remember that, then nobody cares. Nobody cares about my sub-3 marathon. Nobody cares about anything to do with my running. Just remember that, and your social media life will be a lot happier, I think. Right, well done, Victoria, and here we are streaming our runs live on social media. Ironically, yeah. Power to women, power to Victoria, and well done, Meredith, for leading that run. Not many people taking part, so please, if you are interested in doing one of the runs, do join them. The women's ride and run group runs. Marcus Holmes has just posted. Did you do a sub-3 marathon, Stephen? I'm not talking about it. I'm not allowed to talk about it because Paul Deering will come on and charge me £1. I get charged £1 every time I mention it. Jeff's on there about it as well. Leo says, how are the legs? Yeah, they're all right, mate. Thank you very much. I'll be back on in the morning. So that's it from us.
Bye. Thank you.
We will be back tomorrow morning at what time? 9:35, I think. Yeah, 9:35 for the Film My Run 500. So if you want to climb 500 metres with us tomorrow, come and join the Film My Run 500. It's on the Zwift companion app. Click to join, and I'll see you in the morning. Leo says £1. Paul Deering says, Victoria, Google Meredith Kessler. She has an excellent pedigree. Numerous Ironman wins. Yeah, we did have a look at it actually just at the beginning of the run, Paul. We did mention Ironman wins. Yeah, Coach Meredith in your... Yeah, Coach Meredith, coach to Victoria Cousins. Right, Zwift police are watching, says Leo. I know, I should shut up, shouldn't I, really? Okay, we are now going to get one more good night's sleep to recover, and I will see you all in the morning, 9:35, for the Film My Run 500. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you all.
Thank you for your chat. Sonny Girl as well says, good job, Victoria, on Twitch. Thank you very much. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.